Welcome back. In this video we are going to learn a few commands on a modify panel. We're going to learn array command, scale, trim and extend multiple elements, trim and extend a single element, and then we will look at this split with gap. Now let's look at the split with gap first. I'm going to draw a wall here. Let's select the wall. I'm going to just draw a random wall here. I'm going to press escape to get out from the command. Now I'm going to go to modify panel and let's select this split with gap command. Now basically you need to select two separate positions of the wall and it will split them into a single wall. I'm going to click here and I'm going to click here. And now I'm going to press escape twice, and now this is a separate wall. It's pretty simple, similar to split element, but this just makes in a gap so you can get rid of the wall as well. Alright, so the next command we are going to learn is array command. Array command is pretty useful when you are working on a drawing like a plaza or like a really big project, because it lets you create the same object in multiple times. Now for that we are going to use the wall command again. I'm going to select the wall command. We'll select something a bit generic, 90 mm brick wall. I'm going to draw a wall here. Let's just draw and a bit more precise, so we'll just type 40 feet wall. And I'm going to press escape. I'm going to move this wall down. And now let's draw another wall with the same dimension, and I'm going to give it about 15 feet. Let's type 15 and press enter. And then we draw about, let's say, maybe 10 feet. Now let's say you have these two walls here, and this is the wall where you want to create a rooms here. So you want to create a multiple room. So every room has a width of, what is the width? We're going to select it. So the width of that is 25. Let me select this one. That's 10 feet, right? So I want to create a multiple rooms here. So what I can do, I can select this wall, or I could go to the modify panel and select an array command. Now we have already selected this wall, so if we just click on array command now, it will automatically be applied to this wall. Now once I select the array command, if you pay attention at the bottom left, it says click to enter move start point. Now what is going to be our move point? I'm going to click on this midpoint here. I'm going to select this. And then what is going to be our distance for that? So the distance for that, I want to make it about 10 feet. So let's type 10 feet distance. Once I press enter, and now here I have an option for how many copies of this object I want to create. So we had the wall of about 40 feet. So let's just type randomly about 6 and let's see what happens. I'm going to type 6 here and press enter. And now you can see that we actually created an extra wall here. I'm just going to select and delete that. Now you can see that we were successfully created we were successfully divided this wall into 1, 2, 3, 4 rooms. Now I can just expand this wall and take it all the way up, and I could actually select this wall within the array command. So now you can see that you can create a multiple items with the help of array command. Let's take another example. Now we will select the array command, and now we need to select an object. So now we have these rooms, right? Let's say I want to make a copy of these. So let's just select all of them. And now I'm going to press right click and then click on finish selection. Now we need to pick an origin point. So our origin point is going to be this point. And now if I take my cursor to the right, I can see that's the distance about 15.3 inch. Now I'm gonna give a little bit of space between these rooms, so I will just give it about, let's say, 23 feet. I'm gonna click here, and now I can get to choose how many sections of these rooms I want to make. So this is going to be like a street within these rooms, so we can just say 6 here, or maybe 4. Press enter, And there you go. So we got 4 of these done automatically. So if you had to do it manually, you had to copy them 4 times. But with the help of array command, you could do 4, you could do 100, or you could do 1000 as well. I can still go back here and I can say 100, press enter, and it's gonna take a while because there are like 100 objects now for Revit to create. And there you go. So we got like 100 of them there. So I'm gonna Control Z to undo. So this is an array command. Basically, you select an object, you pick an origin point, and then you give a distance of your object between the next object, and then press enter, and then you give a value how many copies you want to make of this array command. Now we have covered the array command. Next, we are going to delete these. Now let's look at this trim and extend single element. Now to demonstrate that, I'm going to draw another wall. So let's select the wall. Let's select the architecture tab, select the wall command, and I'm going to draw a wall here, and then I'm going to press escape. I'm still in a wall command, and I'm going to draw another wall right in front of it. Now to use that command, we can go to modify tab and select this trim and extend single element. Now I'm going to pick this command. Now if you pay attention, it says select a reference as trim or extend boundary. So let's say I want to extend this wall all the way up to this wall. So what's going to be the reference point? This is going to be a reference line, right? I'm going to click here, and we have successfully selected the reference point for that. And now I'm going to click on this wall here. I'm going to click here, and now it's going to extend this to this wall. Now we have seen how to do that single element. So I'm going to press Ctrl Z, and what I'm going to do here, I'm going to select this wall. I'm going to pick this toggle point, and I'm going to move it up. So it's just going to change the size. Now I'm going to use the array command again. Let's select the array command, and I'm going to select this, and then pick this point, and then just give a distance about 2 feet 6 inches. And let's just do like 10 of them. And now let's say you want to extend all of this wall to this reference point. But if you select this single element command, you won't be able to select multiple elements, right? So you can't make a window selection, right? But if we select this trim and extend multiple elements, then I'm able to select the multiple elements. Now, first of all, we need to select the reference point. So this is our reference point. I'm going to click here. This is going to be our reference point. And now I can make a window selection, or I could click on each of these lines. I'm going to click here, and there it goes. All of this wall is being extended to this boundary. I'm going to click on ungroup, because once you do that multiple extension, then it's going to group those objects. We'll talk about groups in a later videos. I have a separate video for that. Now we've covered trim and extend multiple elements and single elements. They're very useful. Next command we're going to look at is scale command. Now if I hover over my cursor on a scale command, it gives me suggestions, so it resizes the selected item. And I think this command is the least used in Revit. In other softwares like AutoCAD or Inventor, scale command is pretty useful, but in Revit it's very least useful. Now let's read that description. So it says the scale tool is available for lines, walls, images, DWG, and DXF files. Now we won't be able to use this scale command on these fixtures, windows, doors. Now if I select this bed, and it will take me to the modify panel, modify tab, but as you can see, the scale command is grayed out. We are not able to select that scale command. If I select the window, it's still grayed out, so we are not able to use this scale command on these kind of object. To demonstrate this, I'm gonna go to Insert tab, and Insert tab we have this option for image. I'm gonna click on it. It's gonna give me this browser, and I'm gonna find an image somewhere on my computer. So we have this AutoCAD 3D image there, so I'm gonna open that. Now I'm going to just click here to bring that image at the background. Now if I select this, and now I'm able to use this scale command. I'm going to select the scale command. Now we need to click on origin point, so I will select this as an origin point, and then we will click on a drag point. So this is going to be a drag point. And now if I move my cursor, as you can see that dotted rectangle is increasing and decreasing the way I move my cursor. So let's decrease the size of that image. So I'm gonna bring it down, something like this. I'm gonna click again, and there you go. So we successfully scaled our image. Well, this is very least useful command. Well, we will use this command when we bring our reference image. So let's say you have an PDF or you have an like image which has an like 2D plan of the house, and you want to bring it back to scale it up, and then you can use that reference to build your own model. So I'm going to delete this image. Now let's go down. All right, let's go back to modify tab, and the next command we look at is a delete command. It's very simple. It just deletes the object. I'm going to click on it. Well, it's going to ask me to save the project. I will save it, and now our delete command is selected. And then let's delete one of this wall here. So I'm going to click on it and then press enter, and it will delete the item. The best way to delete items, you just select them and press delete on the keyboard. It's much quicker. The next command we're going to look at is pin and unpin. So if I hover over my cursor on the pin command, it says lock submodel element in a place. That means that if you select this pin tool and you select any object, it will lock that element on that place. Now I've already selected that. I'm going to press enter here. Now it will lock that element there. Now let's say if I want to move this element now, I will select it. I get this move command. So if I click and drag, as you can see, I'm not able to select and drag this element anymore because it is pinned. So pin command is useful when you have a very large project and you have so many objects in your project, and you will lock some objects at their places. So maybe you want to select a few things and you want to move them, and you want to make sure those elements should not move. So they will be locked in that place. Now let's talk about this select options. Under the modified tool, we have this select option. And here we can see we have an option checked, select links. Select underlay elements is unchecked. Select pinned elements. Select element by face, drag element on selection. Now if I uncheck this select pinned element, and now if I try to select this toilet bowl in the toilet, as you can see, I'm not even able to select that anymore because we actually unchecked this option. So we will not be able to select those elements which are pinned. Now we have 5 options here, and if you look at bottom right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options here as well. So these are the same options we have in the icons. So let's say if I click on this pin, now as you can see, the cross icon will go away from this option. Now I'm able to select this toilet bowl, but I'm still not able to move or modify or customize this element. Now this is just a pin. Now let's say unpin. Well, it is very self-explanatory. If you want to unpin any object, you can select this tool and select the pin element, press enter, and that will be unpinned. Now if I select it and if I try to move it, I'm able to move that. I'm going to press Ctrl Z to bring it back. So these 5 options are the same options we have at the bottom right here. So first one is select links, select underlay element, select pinned elements, select element by face. Now once you click on that, if they are turned off, you will see the cross icon next to those icons, right? That means they are not on, they are not checked. So this is a pin and unpin.